I told you about... that green is popping. Hello, I am Brandon Walker, and I host Pick Central, Barstool's daily gambling show. Have I told you about Fireball Whiskey? I'm going to right now. End-of-year stressors are coming. Realizing you've got only one semester of college left. You're putting off your last-minute gift shopping. You got problems. Your wife left you. You're pretending to be a fan of a team that you're not a fan of. Whatever it is, not everything has to be so serious all the time. It's okay to let loose and spark a bit of mischief back into your life. Fireball Whiskey is there to help you say F it and free your fire. Right there in Mr. Smith's hands is the Fireball Candy Cane, which features 10 of the tiny shots. Not the tiny shots, but the shots. The best part of all, no shot glasses needed. Just crack open a nip and knock it back. The Candy Cane is the perfect way to ignite any social occasion this holiday season. You can heat things up this holiday season with a Fireball Candy Cane. There's a reason Fireball is the number one shot in the United States of America. It is the ultimate crowd pleaser, whether you're at home watching the games, or if you're at the games, or if you're at a bar, or if you're wherever. You guys, what are you guys doing? Why are you talking during the middle of the ad, Marty?
I saw that too.
Something and I thought it was fun.
What was the question? No, I need to know what stuff. First of all, Fireball, F it, and free your fire with Fireball. Now, Marty, what did you see that made you talk during the class while I was reading the ad?
I first of all love the design of Minty's sweatshirt. Yeah. I actually do. It's a great, go buy it for cracking aces. But I'm pretty sure that's what he was talking about, that he took off Smitty's desk and replaced it with a T-shirt.
No, Nate said, here's a hoodie and here's a T-shirt. Pick which one you want. And I was like, I want the hoodie. And I was like, okay, I'll leave the T-shirt on Smitty's desk. I didn't take it off Smitty's desk.
It was on my desk.
Okay, well, maybe it was. Nate handed it to me.
It's a good sweatshirt.
No, Nate handed it to me. Hey, man.
I'm sorry, I just observed it.
Hey, no, Nate. Look, Nate will tell you he handed it to me. I didn't take anything. I wouldn't steal from your desk.
Good sweatshirt.
Well, it is good.
Mitzi's wearing Smitty's sweatshirt.
Mitzi has Smitty sweatshirt. It's fine.
It's just what it is.
Nobody's saying Mitzi stole the sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, it was Smitty's. It didn't steal it.
Maybe Nate stole the sweatshirt and gave the hot merchandise to Mitzi.
I think when you break it all down, Mitzi's wearing Smitty's sweatshirt.
That's what's happening.
Hey, at least I'm fitting into the same sweatshirt as him, at least. So there we go.
Oh, that's good news.
There you go.
Good sweatshirt.
It is a good.
Also, when did we get poor? Why can't we have two hoodies?
I wear this sweatshirt every.
No, my question is,
day.
I feel like this company can afford hoodies for you and for Ben Mintz.
Yeah, I will purchase my hoodie.
That's not what I said. Anyway, you're not going to be here tomorrow, right?
No.
Where are you going?
Going to the SEC Championship for the first time. Never been.
Awesome. And who's playing in that?
Georgia and LSU.
Interesting.
Yeah. My old boss, shout out to.
Such an ass.
Hey, he can say whatever, man. My old boss at ESPN Baton Rouge hit me up, said, you come down there, you get to hooking me up free hotel and rolling it out for me. Damn right, I'll go. It's going to be fun. Get some content. Get to see the SEC title game.
I hope you guys win.
Okay. It's going to be fun, though. I don't know if LSU's got – the Jaden Daniels walking boot thing is a problem. If he's not mobile, I don't think they have that.
Listen, at some point, you got to admit you're kind of an LSU fan.
Work for ESPN Baton Rouge. I mean, what do you want from me?
I want you to tell me that you're an LSU fan.
I'm okay. I'm okay. You're a little bit. You like them.
Look,
I want you to tell me you're an LSU fan.
I've been going on ESPN Baton Rouge since 2017. I live down there. A lot of my best relationships are down there. I mean, if my old boss hits me up and saying we're going to comp my SEC championship trip, I'm damn sure going to go.
You know what? You're moving to Louisiana.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to work for ESPN Baton Rouge. I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, it's a fact. What is that, a bad thing? That's one of the best radio stations.
No, I think that you should. Like, you covered the team.
It's fine.
I think that you should be.
Just a little bit of a fan of them. That's fine. It's not a big deal.
I like LSU.
Look.
I also, after I went there, I got some LSU merch.
I've got a lot of great relationships down there. I'm friends with the quarterback coach. I mean,
I think we're complimenting you.
No, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm just, look. I mean, I always, I'm way more,
The Ole Miss fandom got you into the door, and it was smart to use it and smart to fake it, but you're an LSU fan.
I gave 10 years to Oxford, Mississippi. I'm quite sure it took me that long to graduate. I'm much more diehard.
How old are you?
39 years old.
So 29 years to Louisiana.
I lived in Baton Rouge 3 months, though. But regardless, hey, man, I mean, getting a comp, pretty much comp trip to the SEC Championship, I'm in, man. I mean, I'd be a fool not
How
to.
many LSU games you been to this year?
It's going to be my third. Well, but went to Ole Miss LSU and LSU Florida State in New Orleans. So that's
How many Ole Miss games you go to this year?
into 2. Went to Ole Miss LSU and Ole Miss Kentucky. May go to the bowl game.
Interesting.
Hey, man. All access SEC Championship, man. It's going to be fun.
It's interesting. I'm not making a determination. I'm just simply putting out facts for people to make their own determination. That's all I can do. That's, as an unbiased journalist, that's all I can do.
Well, I mean, I can't win here.
Good luck. Good luck to you guys.
Okay.
Georgia's a good team.
You think LSU can compete in the game?
I do not.
If Daniels isn't mobile, they're really in trouble.
I don't think LSU has a chance in this game. LSU, the dirty secret about LSU is they're not really all that good. Like, they were pretty good, but their 2 best wins, they beat an Alabama team who we've got to eventually realize just wasn't Alabama this year, and they beat Ole Miss, who's 8-4. Not taking a shot at Ole Miss, but that's what, when LSU got on the field with Tennessee, they were not even close. They lost to Florida State. They lost a bad Texas A&M.
It improved a lot, though.
If Daniels was healthy, I would have liked him with the points. It's a lot, but
it's a lot.
If he can't run like that, I want no.
Georgia gets bored easily. So I could see that.
Because 17 is a significant number. Like, that's even you're down 20 plus and you're in backdoor territory still.
Well, if Daniels is limited,
No, if he can't run, I want no part of it.
I want the under then, because I don't think LSU is going to be able to score very much.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not taking a shot at Rico. I'm really not. But I don't think he understands the college football rankings.
He doesn't.
He's like, why is Kansas State being so disrespectful? 3 losses.
They're the highest ranked.
They lost to Tulane.
3-loss team.
I am really not taking a shot. I just think I don't
mind if you take a shot at him, because there's 5 people here, and he continues to not show up and disrespect everything that people try to do for him. So
also, he keeps trying to do the Tennessee thing because they beat Alabama. I'm like, I understand like the principle, like we get it. They're the backup quarterback. You can't put them in over Alabama.
They also lost. They also got smoked.
It's why
South Carolina.
Big T's walking around saying, "Why is Alabama ahead of us? Why is Alabama ahead of us?" You might not like the answer.
Yeah, like
the answer is very clearly that because Hendon Hooker got hurt.
Like, it's unfortunate. Like because I agree with the principle. Like, you beat Bama, in theory you should be ahead of them, but that team that beat Bama is not the current team you have right now.
And honestly, though, if you're gonna losses on you're comparing them, the losses they lost by 4 points combined in 2 games. You got smoked by South Carolina. That's a way worse loss than their losses. And I know they beat them heads up, but it's still.
And when Hendon Hooker got hurt, they were getting smoked already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were already.
It wasn't like it was like a tie game and then they lost by 30. They were down.
Why they got?
They were down huge already.
All right. Well, we got a lot of NFL.
And also, Kansas State is also being really respected at 3 losses at number 10. No.
I think so. I think
agree.
they're fairly
and the line this week. Like 2.5.
There's this assumption out there that the Big 12, because they were all close to even, the Big 12 is good. The Big 12 might not be good.
I don't think they're that good.
We just don't know that. And Kansas State's getting a lot of love for a team that, again, lost at home to Tulane.
Yeah, bad.
Tulane's a good team. Tulane's not a trash team. But it's still
Tulane.
I don't know if you're number 10 in the country if you're losing at home to Tulane.
And they got throttled by Texas too.
Yeah.
I mean, they got like
31-3, I believe.
Yeah, I mean it was a slaughter, and yeah, it's all true.
All right.
You happy about the playoff expansion?
We're going to talk about that in a second. I am very, very, very happy about the playoff expansion. We're finally moving into something. And some of the arguments coming against playoff expansion are just lazy, bored, tired takes.
It's the same like one argument.
And they're just saying, they're just saying, oh, you don't want to put teams in there to deserve it. Well, whatever. You're making these weird, tired arguments. The number one thing about this is it opens the whole country up to have a chance to make the playoff. And right now the playoff is an exclusive country club, and it's just a couple teams that can have access to it on a year-in, year-out basis. Yes, there's exceptions like TCU this year, but on a year-in, year-out basis, Ohio State is never far from the playoff, never far from this 4-teamer. And one of their counter arguments is saying, yeah, well, now Ohio State and Alabama is going to get in every year. Okay, well, they're great programs.
We're getting in every year pretty much anyway.
They were getting in anyway, and under a 12-team format, it at least gives teams a chance to beat them, and it gives a chance to make it play out on the field. We're finally going to have an actual postseason. If you say, oh, the regular season college football is the best, and you don't want to hurt that, well, you're not going to, because more games will matter. Last week, rivalry week, 2 games mattered. 2.
Yeah.
The USC Notre Dame game, the Ohio State Michigan game, and that's it. Out of 60 games, 2 mattered. No. I can argue with a lot of people, but I don't like the look on your face. I can already tell.
Question, because obviously, this is everyone wants the expansion. Expansion's amazing.
Yeah.
Like you said, where it's a playoff that actually, I will say, it's kind of fun arguing these 4 spots every year.
Well, guess what? You're going to get to argue 12 spots now.
Yeah, I know, but the 4 is because it's like, they get disrespected. But then, like, don't you think weirdly, like, it's just going to show how right these 4 spots kind of were?
No, but because here's the thing, and people say, "Oh, you're just going to."
We were arguing 2 spots 10 years ago.
But you're going to let teams in there that don't deserve it. Guess what? If 12 gets in there and then beats 5 and then beats 4 or something like that, that they will show you who deserves. We will see on the field who deserves what.
100%.
Like I just said, this is a hypothetical. In our current system, TCU absolutely deserves to be in the 4. Okay, there's a chance TCU gets exposed in this playoff for being fake and phony because of their conference. There's a chance. Wouldn't it be better if we did that 2 rounds before or a round before and allowed other teams that are better than TCU to – this is hypothetical, and I'm only using TCU as an example. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. But wouldn't it be better if you exposed these teams and got them out of there?
No, you're right. That is exactly what I want to see. But what happens if – and again, it's probably – there's always going to be an upset at some point. But, what if Alabama just – they still beat the shit out of someone, or it's just the same. It's just that we know now
them's the breaks
instead of hypothetically.
They deserved if they go to a 12-team playoff and beat the shit out of somebody, they deserve it.
How does a 12-team playoff work?
All right, 12 teams. The first round is the bottom 8. The first 4 get a bye.
Okay,
first 4, 5 through 12. So it'll be 5 against 12, 6 against 11, 7, and then they'll move on, and it'll be an 18 playoff at that point against the top 4.
First round's on campus, Marty. No,
home games.
Quarterfinals and honor bowls.
I like that.
But first round's on campus.
And it's the 5 Power 5 champions, highest Group of 5 ranked champion, and then 6 at large.
It's gonna be great.
That's awesome.
So, like, winning the conference, like, say, like a week like this, like Kansas State will literally be playing for a bid.
College football has long been said to have the greatest regular season, and there's a lot of truth to that. But there's been some flaws in the regular season, too. I just told you that last week only 2 games mattered. But college football has long had the best regular season and the absolute worst postseason. It happened 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and now it's got the worst postseason. It's anticlimactic, and then everything that's not a playoff doesn't matter, and players don't play anymore. They don't matter. Now 12 teams will play it out on the field, and you've got something.
And the other thing you said in one of your tweets, Brandon, that I agree with is the tearing the fence down thing.
Yeah.
And that's now everybody's going to get an actual shot.
In this world of transfer portal where players are going back and forth, now they don't just have to go to Alabama and Ohio State and Clemson to get in the playoff. You're going to see other teams that can brag about being in the playoffs, and other teams can build off momentum. I think it's fantastic. And if Alabama and Ohio State and Clemson or all these are still in it at the end, whatever. They're in it now. Doesn't change anything.
They earned it more.
Also, sneaky part of NIL is like maybe the gap between 20 and 30 is like massive now, but the gap between 1 and 20 is going to close down to extreme parity.
I hope so.
What would the playoff bracket look like now if it was 12 teams?
Well, obviously, Ohio State's 5. They would play 12, which is probably going to be Tulane, which that's not a good look on. But there's
are they up to 12?
Tulane is.
They'd be the best conference.
Yeah.
You're right. That's right.
They'd be put there. Yeah.
That's right.
And 6 through 11. I don't know what 6 through 11 are.
Okay, but it'd be like Kansas State would get in because they're 10. Tennessee would be in.
Penn State, Tennessee, probably, right? Bama, Penn State. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Bama's 6. I don't remember who 11 is.
It makes it way more interesting. It
does.
And just to address, because the one big thing too is the blowout thing. There's blowouts already. Like if in a 12 team, listen, it's gonna happen, but you're also going to get more amazing games.
You also take back December.
Yes, you take back bowl season.
College football has seeded December to not only NFL, but also NBA with Christmas and all that.
College basketball even kind of takes over December.
College football is going to take back December now. It's going to matter in December, and you're not going to have a month where you don't have anything.
All these great players on these teams ranked like 5 to 12, instead of opting out of their bowl games, they're going to play in playoff games.
Jay Stroud would play another game.
Will it be like every week? Like, will it be a playoff game? Then the next week, it's not like there's like breaks.
Well, there would probably be a 2-week break
for the national championship.
But like it keep going because that's sick.
Yeah. So
the worst part about college football too right now is that after these conference championships with the fucking wait.
3 weeks.
It's Army, Navy, and the Heisman week.
Yeah, it's so long for these kids to, like, they're going to get rusty a little bit. Like, it's weird.
They're also having to make transfer portal decisions this December, which is
early, very early.
That's the other point. The bowl game thing already. Everybody knows bowl games are exhibition games already. But now this portal thing, I mean, teams may barely be able to get 30, 35 guys to play, like, for bowl games with what's about to happen in this portal.
Smitty, what's this got to do with Doc Rivers?
Everything. Saw last night's game. Everything.
I knew you were.
No heart.
I can see Doc Rivers in your eyes.
They won 7 of 10.
You can see
Still no
what's in
heart.
them.
I can see Doc Rivers in his eyes.
I mean, they're not only ruining the franchise by not being able to.
Haven't they had massive
pass
injury
second.
issues?
Well, Harden's come back Monday in Houston, but they're not only ruining the hope of getting past the second round by keeping Doc around, they're ruining Stephen Che's props. Shake
Oh, no.
Milton last night got benched because they were getting blown out by 30. Couldn't get his over.
What's the deal with everybody returning in Houston all of a sudden? It just seems to be where you return. All right, let's talk about these college football playoff games. Not playoff games. Sorry, championship games. Excuse me. Now, we're all going to talk about it. I do think you should recuse yourself from the SEC championship game since your team's in it. But
okay. There's a reason this is my first one to ever go to, Brandon. If they were my team, I probably would have gone one of the many other times they played in it. Just a point.
I don't. Hey, what you do with your time is your business. Okay.
Are you living out a childhood dream, maybe? Like
okay.
your first time ever going?
It is my first time to go. I am excited to go. I mean, I've never been. I mean,
You nervous?
No nervous. No. I'm just gonna. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get to do the
confident.
Get to do the fan fest stuff. You know, it's gonna be fun.
I'm just happy to see you go. Congratulations on getting to go.
Thank you, Brandon.
Geaux.
I still spell go G-O.
Go.
Record.
I wish your name had an O in it because that would be
Mitzo or
really helpful if you had an O in your name.
What's your middle name, Ben Mintz?
Milam.
Milam.
What'd you just? Milam?
Milam.
That's a sick name.
That is a sick name.
I'm named. It's crazy.
I really
I'm
wish
actually.
I thought I was gonna make fun of it. I love that.
Benjamin Milam Mintz.
Yeah, I'm named after Ben Milam, who was like a colonel in Texas who died in the Texas-Mexico War at the Alamo.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, the Alamo. He was like somehow a distant cousin of mine.
Shout out to my homie Benjamin Milam.
I mean, I think that you should almost go the Jeff D. Lowe route and start telling everyone.
People call it like a lot of people used to call me Milam in high school.
If you were Milam,
listen,
Milam Mintz.
Milam Mintz is way better than Ben Mintz.
Your whole career just changed.
Milam
Mintz is sick. Do a little M&M merch.
M&M merch.
Milam Mintz could be like a rapper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He could be a general, like Milam Mintz.
You want to be?
Milam Mintz.
Oh my God.
Millie Mintz.
Millie Mintz is unbelievable.
It's okay. We don't have to.
Yeah, okay. I like the Milam thing's great. I love it too. It's
Oh,
great.
no.
It's a great name.
Pulling receipts.
Whatever. I bet on LSU. So what?
On June 2021.
Whatever. I made a bunch of bets on LSU. Who gives a crap?
That's funny.
What's wrong with betting on them in pro sport?
Ben, you got to admit, you're very, very pro LSU for a non-LSU fan.
I mean, I grew up in
The
Louisiana and worked for
receipts are the amount of times Ben Mintz has said go, Geox. Or GEA.
I conveniently forgot I did that.
How many times has he done that?
Twice.
Go back and just search.
Okay, maybe I have.
That's at least 3.
That's at least 3 over
There's
2
another
years.
one. There's 4. There's 5.
Oh man! Wait, hold on. Go back up. Go back up. Go. No, stop. You're going too far. You're going too far.
5 or 6.
Down a little. This one right here. You just stop. Stop moving. Huge W for Ole Miss baseball. Let's go Tigers! And okay, all right. You wanted LSU to get to the championship. Okay, I was just wondering what you were saying in that one.
Okay. Hey, what do you want from me? I mean, what are you gonna do? You know.
I love it.
Just tell us you're an LSU fan, and I will move on.
Wait, who did you root for as a kid?
So I grew up going to a lot of LSU games because my dad went to LSU, and like it was how my mom went to Ole Miss and my dad went to LSU. So I'm like a house divided mutt. I mean, I don't know what are you gonna do, you know?
Ben is an Ole Miss fan.
Mile in the Mutt.
Milam owns the Tigers.
Mile in the Mutt.
It's funny.
Yeah, look, it is funny. I would give me, if I was in your shoes, I would give me never-ending crap about it too. What are you gonna do? You know, I'm from Louisiana. I work for ESPN Baton Rouge. I mean,
and you're an LSU fan.
I mean, I'm not an LSU fan. I'm definitely not. But I mean, if it doesn't conflict with Ole Miss, I don't mind when they win.
You're a supporter.
I don't mind when they win if it doesn't affect Ole Miss.
I would even claim I'm an LSU supporter.
Yeah, but if like Ole Miss and LSU are fighting in standings or like anything like that, if it affects Ole Miss, I want them to lose. Like, period. But if it doesn't affect Ole Miss, I don't mind if they do well. How about that?
This weekend, you have conference championship games, several. And there's good bets like the MAC championship game. I know you love Ohio. Ohio plus 1.5 right now, I think. Or maybe it's even lower than that.
I almost love it too much, but they've been the best team in the MAC by far. They've been running through everybody.
They played well without the quarterback. I was wrong about the quarterback.
I don't even
thing.
care. Backup starter doesn't matter.
I was wrong about that.
Starter might even be back, but
now as of right now, we have a playoff 4 that consists of Georgia, Michigan, TCU, USC. Georgia and Michigan could absolutely both lose and be fine. That could be true of TCU as well. However, TCU and USC far and away the most vulnerable pair in this playoff. Then they're both only favored by 2.5. 2.5 points this weekend, including USC minus 2.5 against Utah tomorrow night. And the fact that this line is staying around 2.5 and 3 scares the shit out of me if I'm a USC guy.
I think I'm betting both dogs.
Why shouldn't this they need revenge? They lost to this team by 1 on the road, and they're trying to get to the playoff. They're trying to win a Heisman. Everything says USC should come out here, hair on fire and win a fucking game, and it will not get off 2.5 or 3. What are they telling us?
Thinking more back on it, we've talked about the last game. You were absolutely correct about the one drive where they definitely got gift-wrapped a few.
Yeah.
But the more and more I've thought about the game, they did also kind of play like shit.
Yeah.
The first 30-plus minutes of that game, Utah did, I mean. So, I mean, I do think they match. Like I said, they're not nearly as physical as they were in the past, the last couple years, but they definitely, especially rising healthy, back, full, ready to go, they definitely can match up with them, for sure.
Well, they can score with them, and that's
correct.
That's the biggest thing, because USC, Caleb Williams is great, Jordan Addison, all that, but when they're off the field and the defense is on the field, it ain't a pretty sight. It ain't always a pretty sight. They've had a lot of turnover luck this year. They gave up 28 to Stanford. They gave up 20.
They should have given up a lot more to Stanford, too.
25 to Arizona State. They gave up 43 to Utah, 37 to Arizona, 35 to Cal, 45 to UCLA, 27 to a Notre Dame offense that shouldn't be scoring 27. This USC defense is questionable at very, very best, and they haven't really paid for it yet.
Also, Travis Dye is out, which has the backup running back has played well, but that definitely has hurt them as well in the run game. I don't know. I agree with you.
You look so bored.
Just thinking.
How are you doing? You seem flat today.
Yeah, we've been in better spots.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Could I give you $100 out of my wallet?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Why is his candy cane glowing?
Why isn't it?
Wow, it is.
It's against the
your candy cane's glowing.
Sign.
Speaking of that 100, Brandon.
I got you.
All right.
I got you. You want cash or Venmo?
Either. Whatever's easiest for you.
Not paying you is the easiest.
Well, but you're an honorable guy. I don't think that's an option.
Buddy.
No, for all your fault, you're a man of your word. You tell it like it is.
I really have to say for all your faults. That seems.
Well, I mean,
that's one of my favorite things. My least favorite things people do on Twitter when you put out a point or put out a tweet and people agree with it. They're like, "I hate this guy, but he's right here." Just say he's right here.
I want to say Trent had the best tweet. I think it was yesterday. I miss when Twitter didn't know anything. When you could tweet something and no one's like, well, it's this, or look it up. It's just like, we're having fun thoughts. Let's just go with it. You know what? That's a good point. Twitter has become like, oh, well, you're wrong. This is
it's fact check city.
It's like, bro, just when you used to tweet something, it was free. Just like, oh, this is nice. No more.
How's your Twitter been the last 6 months?
Not good. It would be like fucking Duke wins today. Yeah. Go fuck yourself, you whore. And it's like, okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
I think I'm getting McDonald's this afternoon. Yeah, you better get McDonald's. You're going to be working there in February.
I would almost say quite a bit of applications.
I would almost rather have that. All of mine is whenever it's out of context, it's I'm not a Smitty fan, but
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, those are the worst.
like, well,
I think you didn't. There's
also
no
have to say that.
Why you follow me then too? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand that one.
They've turned on me a little bit too. It's definitely not what it used to be.
They all
No, I mean, eventually it happens to everybody, but I'm definitely getting a lot more of it now.
They don't boo nobodies, right?
I think
they
do.
could.
I
Yeah.
think they do.
I don't think they
Definitely could.
Who they boo?
Uh,
Name a nobody. Not here.
okay, good. Thank you.
I booed Wendell McGee Jr.
For what?
Oh, there you
See,
go.
he was in the show.
There's the
for a
answer.
minute.
And you booed his ass.
Wendell McGee Jr. What a poor
But he was in the show though.
He's in the show though, so he's more
He's
than
in the
I
show.
ever been.
Wendell McGee.
You could argue Wendell McGee Jr. to somebody for making the show.
You think anyone's ever brought him up on a show ever?
He's probably excited about that.
Yes.
Someone's gonna be like, "Yo,
Wendell
Wendell."
McGee's watching right now. Oh, so that's that motherfucker.
Old veteran.
Who is Wendell McGee Jr.?
He used to play outfield for the Phillies for
Okay.
like a hot minute. Like back
Maybe
when they were
one-
awful.
One inning.
Yeah, no, seriously. It might have just been like a September call up. Like it's a dream.
He shows up in right
It's
field.
fucking Wendell.
Making his
here.
debut. Smitty's in right field, just booing his ass off, spilling beer.
Looking around like, "Whoa, I'm here."
There you go.
Wendell McGee
There's
Jr.
war.
Hey, positive war. Oh, he had 24 bombs. He's somebody.
From Mississippi.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
If you get to the show, that's one thing. If you had a home run on the show, you're
How old is that guy?
son.
24 of them.
72. Oh, so he.
.1 WAR.
no. Okay, I booed his son.
Oh, that's
Wendell
Wendell
McGee
McGee.
Jr.
Yeah, we need
Wendell
Junior.
McGee. That's
Big
not Wendell McGee Jr.
Yeah, big difference of Junior coming in.
He's 72.
Wendell McGee, different story. Junior's
That's the
asshole.
great Wendell McGee.
I miss those turtlenecks with the.
Wendell McGee Jr. doesn't have a picture.
There you go. That's
And he,
nobody.
Yes.
Did he hit a homer?
that's like 24 homers also.
no, that's the
That's
same
still
guy.
that's still Wendell
No, I
McGee's.
think Wendell McGee's baseball reference page doesn't have the junior. But that's our
Okay,
guy.
so-
I mean,
nobody.
just has nothing.
But we don't. So we really don't have proof this guy exists.
Oh, he exists. Oh, he's there.
Someone
He's
find
still
him on
alive or not.
Twitter or something. Let's fucking.
McGee Jr. God bless you wherever you are.
Agreed.
You pissed Smitty off for some reason.
iPod. You put, yeah,
Your
11-year-old Smitty just trying to follow the crowd.
11-year-old?
Maybe I was like 13. I don't know. It was late 90s. It's definitely at the vet. I know that.
None of this is adding up now because that Wendell McGee was born in 72.
Well, then he was 25, 26. And
Oh, you booed Wendell McGee.
no, he was. Wendell McGee was 72. Yeah, look.
Hold on. Oh, he was born in 72.
Born in 72. That was the right
That's
guy.
the one that you booed that man.
That was the right guy.
That was the right guy. All right, then he's a somebody. If he's hitting 24 bombs, he's a somebody.
Batted 247 in the
Yeah, that's not bad.
horrible.
right now,
Schwarber bats 212. He's considered a god.
there's a 12-year-old kid named Wendell McGee Jr. who's in the little league. It's like, what did I do?
Exactly. You get Minifans out there. They'll boo the
Oh yeah,
the leagues.
they'll
do the Special Olympics.
They'll boo anybody.
Yeah.
All right. So TCU -2.5 against Kansas State. Kind of the same principle here as USC. Although I don't, USC at least has the revenge factor. TCU kind of knows they got lucky with Kansas State the first time. They were down 28-10. The quarterbacks got hurt. Why are you shaking your head?
Because we went over this. It's not lucky. That's their game plan.
It's their game plan, but they were down 28-10 when they hurt
Oh, I
their
know. No,
quarterback.
it's a troubling line, but it's also. I don't know. I don't want to keep going against TCU.
But also, it's got to be a game where Kansas State comes in with some confidence.
I would think so.
Like, they know they can play with this team.
Plus,
They know that for sure.
their game is kind of built for this. Like TCU,
they run the ball very well.
They run the ball. This is a terrible matchup for TCU anyway, and they won the game the first time. This would have been so much better for TCU if Texas was showing up, I think. But the fact that it's Kansas State and the way they run the football, I can see a world. And I'm not hating on TCU at all. I can see a world where on Saturday we're looking up in the second half and Kansas State's got a 3-touchdown lead and Deuce Vaughn's just running wild.
Yeah.
And it's just there's a lot of purple. It's tough to.
A lot of purple.
A lot of purple.
I don't like when they have the same colors.
Shouldn't be two purple teams.
Well,
in the
one will
conference.
wear white.
What happens
Yeah,
if
still.
USC and TCU both lose?
It's the SEC Big Ten Invitational, perhaps, if TCU loses comfortably. If TCU loses by 3 or 7, I think they probably
What's
stay in.
comfortably?
3 touchdowns.
So if they lose by 21, you think that TCU is out of the playoff.
I think they might fall out.
Fucking crazy.
I think they'd be in danger of falling out anyway.
I know I went over. I don't have to say my whole point again, but like, why credit Ohio State for not having the extra game?
Because I'm gonna tell you why.
And I will say I think Ohio State is. I'm
gonna answer this because TCU and USC didn't really earn anything that Ohio State didn't earn.
No,
TCU and USC.
USC didn't.
Neither one of them did.
How did TCU not?
TCU and USC both play. Okay, TCU probably did because they're number one.
Yeah.
TCU and USC both play in a league where it's 1 and 2 in the conference. All right. Ohio State plays in a league with divisions. They just happen to share a division with Michigan. If USC shared a division with Michigan, they'd be in the same spot.
Yeah, but that's not their fault.
Ohio State. I didn't say it was their fault.
Oh, Big Ten's stupid for
I didn't say it was their fault, but USC didn't earn anything that Ohio State didn't. USC and Ohio State are basically the same. They have one loss, and people are saying, "Oh, USC earned it." What did they do to earn it?
USC is completely. I'm not. I honestly that I agree with.
TCU went undefeated and fine.
TCU is again. If Texas did this, you wouldn't have everyone. You'd be the same thing as Michigan.
Well, that's the harsh reality of college football. I mean, you're right.
100%. But if TCU, I just think that 21 may. If they lose by 30 points, I think sure. But I don't know. I just think
not that much of a difference. 21
and 30 is a big.
I think 3 touchdowns is the line.
I think that's.
I think 3 touchdowns is the blowout.
I don't think 21 points is like
38-17. That's a blowout.
I don't think they should be not in the playoff for 38-17. I don't think so.
Maybe not, but I think that would probably happen.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's also you got to consider it's 2 or 3 loss team as well.
If
2 or 3 loss team that they probably wouldn't have beaten.
But they beat her. But it doesn't matter. They beat them already. You can't.
The committee has shown they will look at what you probably. They're looking at Tennessee and docking them because their quarterback ain't in.
But when you think about it, just rationally, you think about okay, they played an extra game because they got to a championship. Ohio State didn't. Because this is me saying USC wins. Because if USC wins, I think they're going to be there in no matter what, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying now
TCU and USC.
Let's say USC wins.
Yeah.
They're in, but TCU loses, and they lose. So let's say it's about 18-point loss, 17-point.
I think it's going to be a hell of a discussion. They might stay in, they might come out, but I don't think it's a slam dunk either way.
It's just you see what I'm saying, right?
I see exactly what you're saying.
Game.
I just think this is not even me talking about Ohio State now. I just see the committee licking their chops at a Georgia-Ohio State.
They'd rather Ohio State.
USC, Michigan.
Yeah.
And that's just like that's.
I agree exactly with that happens.
That's just what they're going to see.
They'd rather.
Wow.
They'd rather Ohio State
ratings will be incredible.
than TCU.
That's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Then in 2014, it was a big debate in Ohio State.
I think they're dying for both of them to lose. The committee. I think
USC's
they
good.
want Alabama in there. I don't think they want Alabama. And
I think they want USC would be good.
There also hadn't been a Pac-12 team since 2016 Washington, I believe, and so it's time to get a West Coast team in there.
All right, so on these games, USC -2.5, TCU -2.5. You might go both underdogs.
I think I'm going to just like college football is just chaos. Like I think I'm just going to take a shot at both, and I feel like one of them.
What would they? So that they're both.
Maybe try to get 3 on both if I can.
Maybe a little money line parlay there.
I might do that too.
Shits and gigs.
I think I'm definitely going to play both with the 2.5 points at least, just for shits and gigs. I do like them as well. But
is there anything interesting out there with LSU +17.5 against Georgia, Purdue +17 against Michigan, Clemson -7.5 against UNC? Any?
I think
edges there.
I think Michigan absolutely rolls.
I do too. And
they're not a team that's like I was there last year.
Yeah.
And that was the one good thing. I hammered Michigan because I knew they would roll. Like Harbaugh's not the kind of guy that's gonna like lay out. Like he's gonna smash him.
He's not gonna stick it.
Remember when they were like putting his head on a stick?
Oh, yeah, before last year, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's out, and then all of a sudden it's just like the best college football.
But even pre that, teams like this he still would smash.
Oh yeah.
Even these are just the kind of games, and I think Purdue's like the kind of team they're not Illinois. Like they don't match up well with Michigan. Yeah. I think they're going to smash Purdue.
The one thing Purdue, I mean, they're not out. At least they have a good passing game, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, just looking at that.
But I think it would be better if they were more, like I would say, if they're more built like Illinois, where they kind of like match up with them. Like I think that is going to hurt them potentially.
They don't really have a downfield passing attack to stretch you. They throw a lot of short passes, a lot of dink and dunk. They average like 7.9 yards a pass.
They just have Charlie Jones is very good, but
97 catches this year.
Really good.
Rom's been good in that underdog role at Purdue, though.
He has. That's true.
I kind of like North Carolina to beat Clemson. What's Clemson playing for? What's Clemson excited about?
Fair point.
What's Clemson doing? the DJU era at Clemson is over. I mean, whether it ends this game, whether it's over. 9 for 29 against Carolina the other day. They're going to move on to either a transfer portal guy or Cade Klubnik behind him. He will never play another meaningful snap after this Saturday or the bowl game for Clemson. That's done. So who's he playing for? What is Clemson's end goal here?
Just to play devil. I agree with you. There's a little devil's advocate. They both have stunk it up the last few weeks. That's the only part that's given me pause.
But
I agree. Your sentiment's 100% correct. UNC should be way more up for this game than Clemson. Like, what does Clemson care at all?
Clemson fans, are they going to leave their house to go to this game? They've won the ACC championship 95 times in a row.
And for them, it's like it's close.
Yeah,
it's in Charlotte.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I kind of like UNC in the points here.
63.5 seemed high to me because, like, when you look at Carolina's got an offense that puts up video game numbers against crappy defenses, but when they play teams that can beat them at the line of scrimmage, like NC State did, and Georgia Tech gave them trouble, they're not going to score a ton against Clemson, I don't think.
No, you're probably right. You're probably fucking right. All right, you want to go to the NFL, Smitty?
Let me get a minute.
It's time for the Mush Minute, sponsored by nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, hold on. There we go. Continue.
It might be a two thing, but I want to start off with Russell Wilson. I love making fun of Russell Wilson. Love making fun of him. He got half of his team to go to his birthday party. I think that's a shit ton of people. I think there's a 52-man roster on a football team to get, is that 21?
26.
Jesus.
26. If there's 26 people showing up to my birthday party, I don't know where the 21 came from.
Oh, time out. Stop the clock.
I don't know. I thought,
Stop the fucking clock.
Can I explain why I thought it was 21?
Yes.
Because I knew it was 25 equals 50, but 21, it made like the 1, then 1 plus to the 2 made the 52.
No.
I understand what I did there.
No. You would, if it's 50, you need to add, not subtract.
Yeah. No, I understand. It was a bad one.
All right. Give him 10 more seconds on the clock, please. Can you readjust the clock? You're going the wrong.
I don't think they've ever had to readjust the clock. They've never. We just threw.
Game clock operator, please reset the clock to 32 seconds.
Come on, give me
32 seconds.
I think if
Where's Bosco when you need him?
I think if you have a mishap with simple addition and subtraction.
I get 10 less 10.
All right.
I think
we're running the clock out, and then we're going to start over. So, okay.
I just think that if you get 26 people to your birthday party, you should be praised, because especially at an age of 30-something, you lose a lot of friends. And on your off day in the NFL, I don't think that you're getting a lot of your teammates to come to it.
I think if he was respected, he gets 52.
Do you think Patrick Mahomes gets 52?
Yes.
It depends.
I don't know.
I'm sure there's some not party. I'm sure there's some not party guys. I'm sure there's a couple. Like he'll get 40.
I just think that a lot, like the people have families. Like I think 26 people is a lot of people to come on the team, and defense don't care about the quarterback.
Jalen Hurts gets the entire organization.
No.
Yes,
I don't think so.
He does.
I think there's just older people that don't.
I think there's going to be, 3 to 5 guys that just aren't going to anybody's party. That just like they're the Kyle Bowers of the Eagles organization, where they're just.
Or they don't have to show respect. Like Jason Kelce, he'd show up, but he doesn't need to show up.
Yeah. Who's that big offensive tackle y'all had for years? Jason Peters.
Jason Peters, yeah.
By the end of his career, does he have to go? Does Fletcher Cox have to go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It depends if wives are there.
Did you see the Mahomes story today too, of like how he got drafted?
Something about Nagy.
Nagy loved him, gave him the playbook, whatever. But during the draft, like when it was pick 8, 9, or whatever, he told the Chiefs, he's like, I'm giving you inside information. These teams are going to pick me after. Like the Saints are going to pick
I know they were. The Saints were.
So the Saints are going to pick
Saints traded up to 11, and they were getting Sean Payton was in love with Mahomes.
He told the Chiefs, like, I'm telling you, I want to go here. I want to go to the Chiefs, but these people are going to pick me now if you don't take me, and they took him. I think players should do that more often.
Is that tampering? That's not tampering.
Manziel did
I think he just told them, like, hey,
Monte Mack did that.
Yeah, man.
Like,
He did.
the him saying, hey, Chiefs, Andy Reid, fucking the Saints are about to take me.
Mahomes in New Orleans with Sean Payton wouldn't have sucked.
Did you? I looked at that draft class. 2017 was insane.
Yeah.
Garrett, McCaffrey, besides Mitch.
Yeah.
But then there was even Njoku was at the end. T.J. Watt,
Sean Watson,
Deshaun Watt.
I saw somebody's.
Will Peppers was he's not. The
I saw,
greatest,
and it was probably lied about in Photoshop, but somebody's mock
Eric
draft for the Bears was Cooper Kupp was in it.
Cooper Kupp was 2017.
Yeah,
The third round, but yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Alvin Kamara was third round Saints.
Even first round was.
somebody's mock draft for the Bears was Eddie Jackson, Mahomes, Cooper Kupp, Christian McCaffrey, just all of them.
Best.
Yeah,
but they got Mitchell.
right.
And they
traded up for him too.
Yeah, you know what? You can't plan for the trade. It's just straight happened.
So still wild, Solomon Thomas was a bust.
Mike Williams went that.
I thought he was
too.
going to be good.
Who the Titans?
Well, let's just see the 2017 first round of the NFL draft, shall we?
Who was the Titans draft wide receiver?
Was AJ Brown?
No, not
he was the next year. I
too
think.
far.
Corey
Davis, maybe?
So Miles Garrett, Solomon
Davis.
Fournette,
Adams.
Mike Williams, McCaffrey.
Marshawn Lattimore's been really good.
Well, those receivers were all busts.
Yeah.
Mahomes,
Lattimore's
Lattimore,
been great.
Barnett's good.
Sean Watson.
Malik Hooker didn't turn out great. Humphrey, very good.
Barnett's not good.
Jonathan Allen's good, right?
Adoree Jackson's good.
Fucking Evan Ingram.
Bowles is good.
Evan Ingram's not good.
Yeah, not
Trey White's been good. I know he's.
Garyon Conley wasn't great either.
TJ Watt.
Javius White.
Ramchick's been an All-Pro right
Javius
back.
White really good.
Buda Baker's good.
Remcheck good.
Dalvin.
Buda Baker's
Dalvin
Marcus
Cook.
Williams has been really good.
Alvin Cook at 42. Wow.
Kenny Jones.
Or Mixon at
Marcus
48.
Williams.
Oh, Mixon at 48. Look at this.
This is a loaded draft.
What a great
Joan
draft.
Kaiser.
Isn't it fun to
bastard.
just look at names?
It really is.
The names are fun.
Even Juju back.
Alvin Kamara, 67th. Cooper Kupp, 69th.
Did you guys see the clip with Deshaun Kaiser this week?
Yeah, I
What
saw
did he do?
that.
When he talked about his first meeting ever with Aaron Rodgers when he got drafted by the Packers, and that he sat down first he sat down to see, and he was like, hey, which I have no issue with. You're the rookie, the guy's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And the first thing he asked him, he said, do you believe in 9/11?
I love
This is what Kaiser said. I'm
I
just
love
quoting. This is
that.
what he said. He said, do you believe in 9/11? He was like, huh? And then he just said, you should look into it.
I love crazy questions like that. I don't like the top.
Straight, asking him 9/11 conspiracy
Yeah,
theories.
just I like
your first 10 seconds in the Packers quarterback
Yeah,
room.
you're a rookie. You're an NFL rookie.
What?
You
How would
literally
be?
you just took a seat for.
How many people you get to your birthday? Right now.
Oh, sub 10.
That's what I'm not even making fun of you.
Yeah.
I have no idea how many. I don't think I'd get. I have.
But then again, I wouldn't
wrong,
want more than 3. I'm not inviting any of y'all. I might invite Marty. I'm not inviting any of the rest of y'all.
I don't like. I love making fun of Russell Wilson. I'm the best with everything.
Not
He
only
deserves it.
invite Marty because I know Rhea would send a good gift. Get a nice
True.
Chicks in the Office hoodie.
True.
All right, NFL tonight. Bills, Patriots. I don't even want to build a parlay. I don't think we should. We don't hit any of them. We need to take a break. We need to.
I'm just on such a touchdown.
All right.
eater.
You just take.
All right,
You just take the
you
favorite.
can't gloat for
Jonathan Taylor.
That one I don't. I'm not. You can't say can't miss.
But
that
so
one.
why are you not betting it? If it's such a lock, then
No,
bet.
that one. No, in
It's
a
minus, like,
parlay,
130.
I put it in the parlay. I did it, but you can't say I'm not missing with the favorite. I understand.
I can.
Good. No, you can't.
I
can't be like,
when I keep picking the correct
When you
one,
brought Richie James to the table, that's a big deal. When
Yes.
you just keep
that wasn't
saying
touchdown. That was over receiver.
I know, but when you just got to take the number 1 running back, I mean, that's
I've only done that a couple times though.
I think he's earned the right.
But also, it's not like it's minus. It was minus.
He's earned the right.
It was
He's earned the
minus-
right. If he doesn't miss,
It was minus
he's allowed
one.
to say he
It was
doesn't
minus
miss.
130.
Yeah, it wasn't
which I think was like the highest one I
Yeah.
picked.
He's the
That's
only
not
competent
crazy.
person on the Colts.
But so why didn't you bet it?
I did.
we put it in the parlay.
I did. I
man.
put it on the parlay.
But I'm saying it's so easy. But if it's so easy, then
Just
just bet in the
I
first
just
run.
think
the
you're
best
bragging a little
running
bit too
back.
much
I
about
think
it.
bragging about that one.
No, I think you're mad because you tried to call me out for missing way more than I did.
No, I'm not mad.
I literally
I'm
think
not
I
mad.
missed twice.
I'm not mad.
Out of like 20.
I don't think that's true.
It's not.
I don't.
I want.
not 18 to 20, Big Ev.
I'll give
Slow
you
it down,
6
Big
for it.
Ev.
I'll give you 6 for it. I think that's
I
realistic.
think I'm better than that.
No, you're not 18 for 20.
Just
18 for 20 was, but I'm
a
saying
bit
like,
much.
I think I'm legitimately
Maybe
like.
5 for 7.
I was gonna say like.
Maybe you still.
You got Kittle.
I was gonna say maybe like 8 for 11.
We don't
something
talk
like
about
that.
the losses, so that's why you remember a lot of the wins.
But there's been a lot of wins, like Kittle, Devontae Adams. They've been early
Okay,
too.
let's give the people one. I'm putting.
All right. Give me a touchdown bet.
Yeah, give us one.
I was thinking of going a little longer today.
Oh, you better.
Because Stevenson's like the easy one.
He's a favorite. Yeah, he's a favorite today.
pull them up for me real quick, just so I can see the exact.
All right, field goals plus 3.5, over 3.5. We're doing it.
I want to put.
Fine with that.
I want to either do Josh Allen over yards in passing or boost his rushing over 50 yards.
I got Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis.
Okay,
Plus
that one's a good one.
165. And I like the Patriots. Like that was the other thing too. I bet the Steelers and still went Taylor. Like I'm betting the Patriots tonight. I'm still going Gabe Davis. They're gonna score.
Okay.
Plus 165. That's
Okay.
Oh, that's
got it.
Kiddo was like that too.
That one's fair. That one, if you can say I don't miss if you hit that one. Jonathan Taylor.
It's Gabe Davis touchdown.
Yes.
They got it. And then we need one more. And you want Josh Allen over passing yards?
Yeah.
You've always got one. What do you have?
The only one I was looking at was Mac Jones under 8.5 rushing. I thought that was too high for him.
So the 3 picks: Gabe Davis touchdown, Josh Allen yards over 263.5, and the field goals over 3.5. Right?
Yes.
Weather, it's cold but not rainy, right? It's like 30s, but you're not dealing with.
I assume these teams can deal with that.
Yeah.
All right, that's odds of 1050 plus 1050.
All right, here we go. Let's hit one time, boys.
Hit one, boys.
Let's hit one
We
time.
have to hit one. We hit a half.
It's weird because he hits on the touchdowns and the field goals hit all the time. How are we not hitting?
Well, last week we literally
Taking
lost
some really long ones. We were taking some like 20 and 25. To
Like the
ones.
plus 360 we gave out on Monday, they went for 2. That literally was, if he missed it, we would have hit.
And they're not awful bets either.
They're not.
When we bet, we had it locked in for Travis Kelce over 63.5 yards.
He scored
He scored 4 touchdowns for 25 yards.
You go back to that one every time. That one has really affected your life.
No, but that was.
It has.
That was terrible.
Remember, I had the Devontae
Like the
Adams.
yeah.
He had 3 receptions for 100, like 4 receptions for 108. We had him for 7.5. It's like disgusting.
It really affects it alters my reality.
Why you guys like the Patriots today?
Because every time, to me, the Bills have had a chance to be elite this year, they have failed. They had the ball down 2 against Miami, they failed. They had the ball down 3 against the Jets, they failed. They had the ball down, or that crazy Vikings ending. They always find ways to be average when they should be elite. Plus, I kind of want them to lose tonight, so their Super Bowl odds tank, and then I bet them to win the Super
I
Bowl.
will agree with you with the first part. That's selfish reasons, but the first, I like what you said because how many times have we sat here being like, oh, the Bills are going to come out and fucking smash them after that loss, or this is their time, the Bills go out. And
it's also
Division-
also a
division-
bounce back game for the Patriots after losing Minnesota prime time. They're at home, and the line movement, you can't ignore it.
Yeah. I'm at the point, I just don't think the Bills are nearly as good as we thought they were.
No, they haven't.
Like how much
I'm
they
kinda
have,
with you,
how
too.
much they have to not be good for us to be like they're
It's-
good, but they're not. Like I have them. Like I said, I think I would take the Bengals over them right now. Dead serious, especially with Jamar Chase healthy. I just don't like I just don't see it right now. I don't. There's not. I know they beat the Chiefs, but I think like long term,
You have the ability to be great,
like
but they're just
give
not
me
good.
the Chiefs, like give me the Dolphins, like over them. I mean,
What do you think?
I'm going to go a little contrarian here because they had this exact model last year where they beat the Chiefs both years, like in October, and they like said, hey, we're the best team, and then they blew home field losing against the Jets this year, Jacksonville last year. They turned it up around this time last year, especially when they went to New England and whipped their ass on a Sunday. I'm wondering if the Bills, do they have that greatness in them? Because if they do, it starts tonight against an arch rival.
Yeah,
I don't know, though. I don't know the answer.
that AFC East is a fucking war zone.
Yeah.
And all the teams are good, and home games are like gold at this point. And the Patriots have one right here. So I just – it is in New England, right?
Yep.
yes.
I cannot figure out the Patriots. Can't.
So like Stevenson, guy's been balling all year.
Yeah, he's
I
played
didn't really
well.
notice that.
He's played well.
Pats have kind of been beating like bad teams and losing to good ones.
Pats are the
a little
most
bit, huh?
blah team to
Yeah.
me. They were like, I don't think they're horrible. I don't think they're very good. It's just, bah.
They just,
Also-
like,
Good defense.
They did have that primetime loss to the Bears where they just got embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then they've had a few of those games like they smashed the Lions, they smashed the Browns. They've had weird games like they've blown teams out too.
Let's quickly.
We go to that game real quick. The
It's gonna be a
Browns
sprint. This is going to be a sprint. Browns -7 against the Texans.
have to. He's gonna ball out.
You're saying Deshaun.
He's gonna ball out against the
I'm
Texans.
just curious how much. Like when was he allowed to start really practicing?
How much
last
buy-in
week?
from
So
his
the week,
teammates?
but he's
Couple weeks, right?
he's been
Couple
practicing for
weeks?
2 weeks.
yeah.
Only thing, the chemistry thing just concerns me a little bit.
I know.
The Texans are awful. So I
Yeah,
mean, it's not
that's
like-
the thing.
The Texans were like not that bad for a while. Now they regress.
They're
to being
they're
that
horrible.
bad.
They're horrible.
They're horrible.
They can't
Way-
move the ball either. They
The
can't.
way people forget about allegations is play good football.
Yep. Sadly, that is correct.
It's so sad.
10 of the women are coming to the game.
Yeah.
This is also the most forgiving country on the planet, too.
Not really.
I don't know.
Yes, it is.
No, I know, but not really in some cases.
Just gotta up your charges.
Yeah, I got to do worse things.
Broncos plus 8.5 against the Ravens.
Under 38.5.
I think the Ravens play with fire so long they finally lost to a bad team last week, and now they're going to get right.
Playing? He left practice yesterday.
Who, Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, I'll take the Broncos at the points.
Me too.
Packers minus 4.5 at the Bears.
Feels out.
As of now, I'll tell you on Sunday morning.
Rodgers is playing.
I'll take the Packers at home.
Jags
Is
minus
that Chicago?
Game.
Jags minus 1 on the road against the Lions.
I like the Lions as a home dog. I don't trust Jacksonville laying points on the road. Even
Lions have been playing well.
Jags also coming off that win. I feel like people are going to jump.
Lions should have beat the Bills.
Was that what you were going to do?
I adore the Jags.
Yeah, I know you do. You want him on, by the way?
Trevor?
No, not Trevor. The guy, the Wingard, the defensive, the linebacker. He wants to come on.
Who the hell's that?
The guy who said that he would die for
Doug
Peterson.
No.
Okay.
Jets plus 3 against the Vikings. I kind of like the Jets to go in this game.
I like the other side because I don't believe in Mike White yet.
Michael White's Patrick Mahomes.
I saw some interesting stats on the refs in that game just randomly on Twitter.
Yeah.
The guy who's refereeing the game calls the most defensive PIs, all these most
Jerome Boger?
I forget the name of the guy. He basically he's just anti-defensive back, which I feel like just really hurts the Jets.
That game reeks of Vikings by 3.
Steelers minus 1 at the Falcons.
I like Atlanta as a home
I
dog.
think everybody should.
Yeah.
Steelers don't win 2 games in a row, and they just won.
Atlanta's pretty good at home. They're better at home.
Atlanta just doesn't win.
Titans plus 5 against the Eagles.
I told you. I mean, it's down to 5 now.
But it's
Titans
this is a Titans
physical.
game. This is an A.J. Brown 2 touchdowns fuck you game. But I think the Titans I think the Titans cover.
Only quick question: Jordan Davis could be back, and
Jordan
that's
Davis
huge.
could be back.
With him against Derrick Henry, y'all's run defense a lot better when he's.
But even so, with Jordan Davis, he's not going to be. He only plays 20 to 30 snaps a game, regardless.
What happened? Did Nakobe Dean get hurt in preseason?
He just hasn't.
Or is he just not a player?
Picked up the playbook apparently.
Okay.
Plus, the linebackers have been playing shockingly well. Your TJ Edwards is an undrafted free agent.
Hold that thought real quick.
Your White.
I'm out of time and I got to get to him. It's time for the F it pick of the day.
Yes, F it pick of the day. Sometimes you got free or fire, and today we're going to say F it. We're going against the Bills again. Pat's at home. Pat's money line. F it pick of the day. Book it.
That is a true F it pick of the day.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
It's sickening to bet on the Patriots.
No, I don't like it.
It's just, you're gonna watch it when you're in for an uncomfortable experience.
Look, either the Patriots win this game or the Bills win by 30.
Yeah.
I agree with that as well.
There's no in between.
I feel like there's a lot of times in between.
Yeah, there is.
Right.
The Titans real fast.
Yeah.
Bills are gonna win by 30.
I think the Titans are gonna realize that Jalen Hurts can run the ball, and not like the
I feel like they will realize that.
Titans are a good team. They're gonna keep it close. That's why I think the real line should be Eagles 2.5.
And it's a bounce back spot for the Titans as well. They lost to somebody, Cincinnati.
I mean, the run defense. Plus, Gardner Johnson's out with the last injury kidney.
You're
Smitty,
also
would you bring back
right.
Malcolm Jenkins?
I would, but he's still under contract with the Saints.
You're right about the Bengals. They're sneaking again like last year.
They're really good. They're really good.
We got to talk about Dana real quick. You realize there's a non-zero chance Deion Sanders could be their next head coach?
There's 0% chance.
There's a non-zero chance.
There's a
He's
real
going.
chance.
There's a no.
Chance.
Oh.
There's a small chance Deion Sanders could be the
Oh
next
yeah.
coach.
I it's also gaining steam too. It seems like.
Yeah.
So it's
If Dana gets that,
that's insider trading.
that would be bullshit of the highest order.
Yeah. No one cares about college basketball now, but can everyone say I was right about UNC?
Well, I'll tell you, you're right when it actually happens. But
They lost 2 in a row.
They're not as good as they were.
Won't be ranked next week.
You don't think they'll be ranked next week?
No.
Probably
Not even 24th?
Probably not.
No.
But you said in January. What if they get unranked?
It's
and then
harder
come
to
back?
be unranked now than January.
All right, Smitty, what are your picks?
You got the Pats 3.5, Dallas Stars -1.5, Pens Knights over 6.5.
Martin Archibald J. Munch.
Josh Allen over 0 yards.
It was the Josh Allen.
Marty sent me the worst picks.
It was.
text. I had
No,
no
I
idea
didn't.
how to
It was
decipher
Josh
it.
Allen, Diggs touchdown, and Bills -3.5 parlay. That's what the parlay is.
You got to word your text better, bro.
UConn -10, Creighton +7, Utah +6.5, Seton Hall +9.5, and UCLA -6.5.
Who's Creighton playing with their +7?
Bills -3.5. Allen over yards. Diggs TD parlay +450. UConn. Yeah, I don't know. What's half of 52?
26.
Big Av, what are your picks?
On the Pats +3.5. I like Texas. I think they smashed Creighton. And I'm on Colorado -4 at home.
I have got the Pats as well. Pats +3.5. I got the Mavs in the one association game tonight over the Pistons on the road, and I got Arizona -6.5 over Utah. I saw
You're
Utah
the worst NBA gambler.
I'm the best.
Well, if you look at the stats, you are awful.
I know I was so good last year doing the same thing, but it's going to turn around.
There's a reason why you weren't ranked on
Exactly. Me and Mush are ranked.
But I should have been ranked last year.
I don't think so. Not according to that arbitrary statute.
I went contrarian. I just got a hunch that the Bills are going to show up and ball tonight. I went Mac Jones under 8.5 rush yards. And the last thing I want to add is that Zion Williamson is awesome again.
Well, just shout out to Mintz. He won't be here tomorrow. He's going to watch his team in the SEC Championship game.
What's the name again?
Huh?
Milam.
Benjamin Milam Mintz is headed to Atlanta to get him a Tigers victory. So good luck to you, buddy.
Give me my $100.
Eventually, when I get around to it. Are you leaving today?
Tomorrow morning.
All right, I'll give it to you this afternoon.